guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today we're going to be doing a summer book haul. So I have already shared two themed mermaid book hauls that you can check out up in the cards as well as down below in the description. Obviously, a lot of those books are going to be good for summer too. These are going to be other seafaring, nautical, summer thriller type books that are also good for the summertime and warm weather in general, or like vacations. I'm not going to go too deep into the synopsis of each one because I want the video to be a little bit on the shorter side, but these are some things I found while book hunting at Goodwills and thrift stores, library bookstores, a few new ones that I've gotten at Target, some I've gotten from friends, and a few I have gotten at Bookoutlet as well. I do have a link for Bookoutlet because I am a Bookoutlet ambassador, that if you just use the link you get a discount and then they send me a credit towards future book hauls. And I'm also an ambassador for PANGO. You can use my code for that as well. They sell gently used books. It's all like book lovers that are selling the books. Really good prices. You can find some special editions, very well cared for books for a really good price as well. So I will put both my codes and the links down below in the description in case you want to check them out. So we have Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leek. I believe this is part of a duology. This is like a special edition because I have like lots of stuff inside of it that I found at my local bookstore. So the ancient land of Arinia is mired in war. Sierra, Princess of the Maid, can barely remember a time when Northmen weren't plundering the shores of her divided homeland. With her intimidating ability to control enemies' minds and actions, Sierra has managed to keep her people safe, but lately a mysterious crow has been appearing to Sierra, whispering warnings of an evil, darker threat. Although her clansmen dismiss her visions as superstitions, Sierra fears this coming evil will destroy not just Irian, but the entire world. So I've heard really good things about this duology. Lord of the Fly Fest by Goldie Maldelsky. I read this one for summertime last year and I loved it. It has this fire festival trope where like influencers or celebrities are invited to like this big festival. They spend a lot of money on it and then they get there and it is not what they think it is. Rafi Francisco needs a splashy case to put her true crime podcast on the map. Her plan is to go to Fly Fest, an exclusive music festival in the Caribbean island, and land an interview with headliner River Stone, who rocketed to stardom after his girlfriend's mysterious disappearance. She wants to expose him as the killer that she is sure he is. But when Rafi, along with the hordes of influencers, arrive at Fly Fest, the dreamy getaway they were promised turns out to be a nightmare. This is really cool. It's a YA thriller, but it's very silly and fun, and I had such a good time with it. Dragon Fruit by Micaiah Lucier. I need to reread this one because a lot of people are not liking it for some things that I don't remember, so maybe I did not pay attention as much as I wanted to, but I wanted to put it on here. Hannah Leigh of Tamarind is the cherished daughter of an old island family. When her father steals a sea dragon egg meant for an ailing princess, she is forced into a life of exile. In the years that follow, Hannah Leigh finds solace in studying the majestic sea dragons that roam the Namanomi Sea until one day an encounter with a female dragon offers her what she desires most, a chance to return home to right a terrible wrong. So I think they might need to kill and eat the sea dragons in order to get powers. I can't remember. There was something with animals that people weren't liking. It had good summer vibes from what I remember, and I enjoyed it at the time. Into the Sunken City by Dinesh Tharu. I should have put this on my Mermaid Marathon haul because this one does have pirates in it. It's technically a retelling of Treasure Island. I read this one last year and I absolutely loved this one. So in the slowly sinking city, Coconino, Arizona, the days are long, the money is tight, and the rain never stops. For Jean Halder, this life is nothing new. Ever since her father died in a diving accident, she barely makes ends meet for her and her younger sister Thara. Enter Bahili, a drifter who offers Jen and Thara the score of a lifetime, a massive stash of gold hidden in the sunken ruins of Las Vegas. There's a lot of diving, looking for treasure, and this underwater world in Vegas, and it is so unique, and I had such a good time with it. I loved it. We have a Dollar Tree find. Make sure to check your local Dollar Tree and check often and check all of them. They all get different stuff and check in different areas. I'm gonna do a whole video on this because they get like a lot of really good books. Like some things I've never heard of that sound really good, but they get a lot of really popular books as well, so make sure you're checking there. But Hurricane Summer by Asha Bromfield. This book I partially picked up because the cover and the inside is so beautiful. Tilla has spent her entire life trying to make her father love her, but every 6 months he leaves their family and returns to his true home, the island of Jamaica. When Tilla's mother tells her she'll be spending the summer on the island, Tilla dreads the idea of seeing her father again, but longs to discover what life in Jamaica has always held for him. In an unexpected turn of events, Tilla is forced to face the storm that unravels in her own life as she learns about the dark secrets that lie beyond the veil of paradise, all in the midst of an impending hurricane. Very cool. All right, so we have A Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I recently read this one. I will link my June reading wrap up in the cards if you guys want to go and check it out. I have very mixed feelings on Alice Feeney. The first book I read from her I absolutely loved, and then there was one other one that I really enjoyed, and then all the rest of them have been kind of 2 to 3 stars because sometimes they get really dark and messed up in a way that I don't enjoy. This one's so unique that I don't want to turn too many people off from it, but it was also kind of infuriating at times. The audiobook was absolutely phenomenal, and I can't tell you my struggles with it without giving the book away, but I'll read you the synopsis in case you are interested. So author Grady Green is having the worst best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she is driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something in the road. Over Grady's protests, Abby gets out of the car, and when he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's door is open, and her phone is still there. But his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write, so he travels to a tiny remote Scottish island to try and get his life back on track. And then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. This one had really good, unique island vibes. Mixed feelings for me, but I had a sweet friend send it to me before I had read it, so I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to keep this one. Mr. Nobody by Catherine Stedman. Same kind of a thing. I really enjoyed The Family Game, which is kind of set at Christmas. It was like a ridiculous, over-the-top, wintry thriller, and I just had the best time with it. And then I read Something in the Water, and I didn't like it, mainly because it just didn't have the ocean vacation vibes that it kind of seemed like it would, so I'm hoping this one will because I really like her writing. A psychiatrist treating a man with no memory discovers that her patient knows far more about her past than his own in a gripping psychological thriller. When a man is found on a British beach, drifting in and out of consciousness with no identification and unable to speak, interest in him is sparked immediately. From the hospital staff who find themselves inexplicably drawn to him, to international medical experts who are baffled by him, to the national press who call him Mr. Nobody, everybody wants answers. Who is this man and what happened to him? A Map for Wrecked Girls by Jessica Taylor. Emma has always orbited Henry, her fierce magnetic queen bee of an older sister, and the two have always been best friends until something happens that wrecks them. Then the unthinkable occurs. A watery nightmare off the dazzling coast, the girls wash up on shore, stranded. Their only companion is Alex, a troubled boy agonizing over his own secret. Trapped in this gorgeous hell, Emma and Alex fall together as Emma and Henry fall catastrophically apart. To find their way home, the sisters must find their way back to each other, but there is no map for this. Can they survive the unearthing of the past and the upheaval of the present? So we have like a mysterious island survival thriller, which sounds very cool. We have a nonfiction. This is Sea Legs by Guy Grieve. One family's adventure on the ocean. So armed with only the basic sailing qualifications and dreams of adventure, Guy Grieve and his wife Juliet remortgage their house to buy a second-hand sailing boat forever. They plan to sail all the way home from the coast of Venezuela with their 2 young sons. But the year-long expedition proves much tougher than they envisioned. Seasickness, pirates, tropical storms, and dwindling finances threaten to throw them off course, and the family is tested to its limits. A 10,000-mile offshore journey back to their home on the Isle of Mull. So this is nonfiction, so it sounds absolutely incredible. Summer Rental by Rec Talk Ross. I was actually sent this one last year and I've been saving it for this haul. I have been on Rec Talk's ARC team for like the past 3 years. I did not really enjoy her first book. I really liked this one and I enjoyed the one that came out last year as well. I think actually came out 2 years ago. So Riley March and her friends are headed to ritzy remote Palm Key Island for one last blowout party weekend before college. It's the vacation of a lifetime. Beautiful beaches, epic nightlife, and hot guys like Riley's crush, a superstar soccer player, Sebastian Ramos. There's just one catch. Everyone on this trip is hiding something, and Riley is hiding her past in order to fit in. Sebastian is hiding his feelings for Riley, and someone is hiding what really happened to Jordy Zhang, a classmate that mysteriously died last summer. This one is a true, like, slasher thriller. It doesn't get too intense until, like, I want to say like 3/4 of the way in. It very much has those I Know What You Did Last Summer vibes, which is not necessarily my thing. I don't really like intense slasher things, but it was so like fun and funny and done in such a way that it didn't fully bother me, and I really had a great time with this one. The ending was very surprising. Another thriller, Liar's Beach by Katie Cotugno. I found this one for $1 and thought it looked super good. Lyndon knows he doesn't belong in elite Martha's Vineyard, but when his prep school roommate Jasper invites him to spend the end of the summer at August House, his family's massive beachfront estate, Lyndon tries to fit in. It's not hard. After all, he's been lying for years and and he's not the only one. Sounds very cool. Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. I really like Sarah Underwood's writing style. Each spring, Ithaca condemns 12 maidens to the noose, a sacrifice to Poseidon to keep the sea god's unforgiving curse at bay. For 17 years, Leda has escaped the curse mark until now. So we have like Greek mythology, nautical, Nordic vibes. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. I've been meaning to read this for literally years. I've heard it's incredible. I've heard I'm gonna love it. Don't chase fate, let fate chase you. Deadly storms have ravaged Mina's homeland for generations. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them. Each year, a beautiful maiden is sacrificed to the sea in hopes of appeasing him. Many believe that Shim Zhang, the most beautiful girl in the village and the beloved of Mina's older brother Jun, may be the one to finally end the suffering. But on the night Zhang is to be sacrificed, Jun follows her out to sea, knowing that to interfere is a death sentence. To save her brother, Mina throws herself into the water in Zhang's stead. Swept away to the spirit realm, Mina seeks out the sea god only to find him caught in an enchanted sleep. Sounds amazing. We have the Sing Me to Sleep duology. My friend recently found this version. I have never seen it before because it has blue sprayed edges. I have the Fairy Loot version that is beautiful. I read it last year. I really enjoyed it. This does have siren and water magic in it, but no mermaids, for those of you wondering. Sorcy Skarkova survives on lies. As a soldier in training at the most prestigious barracks in the kingdom, Sorcy lies about being a siren to avoid execution. At night, working as an assassin for a dangerous group of mercenaries, she lies about her true identity. And to her family, Sorcy tells the biggest lie of all, that she can control her siren powers and doesn't struggle constantly against an impulse to kill. So this one's set entirely in a fae world, like there are no humans, and she is a secret siren that's like an assassin, and she winds up having to go to the palace and be with the prince. It has a super cute romance. I ordered the second book on Bookoutlet. I believe it is still on there. I haven't read it yet, but I plan to this summer. And lastly, I got one more on Bookoutlet, and that was Somewhere in the Deep by Tanvi Burwa. Look at this cover. So beautiful. Something lives in the darkness, something with teeth. 17-year-old Crescent Dune is buried under the weight of her dead parents' debt and ruinous legacy they left behind. The only way she can earn enough money to escape her unforgiving island is by battling monstrous creatures in an underground fighting pit. Sounds super cool. All right, that is everything for now. Let me know if any of these sound good for your summer TBR. Be sure and check out my other recent book hauls and unhauls. I always have constant influx because I'm able to thrift and trade and do things all the time. We're just constantly going in and out over here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Bright Side Girl if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side.